Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. We are here with the episode 4 of our IPL podcasts. And in this episode, we'll just cover a bit briefly about the final few games of the group stage, and then we'll talk about the qualifier 1 and the eliminator. Also, we'll do a bit of preview for the qualifier 2. So where we left off at match number 65. It was SRH versus RCB, where SRH got a huge total on the board and RCB failed to chase it down, although at one point they looked very close to chasing it down, but then they faltered. So this was the last discussion that we had on our podcast in the episode 3. Please make sure to go and check out if you haven't already. Now coming to match number 66, it was between Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals. So what happened in this match was Punjab batted first. They got to 206 for 8, and Delhi chased it down quite comfortably. Sameer Rizvi was the guy who, towards the end, got a 58 of 25, and it was a very good knock laced with five sixes and three boundaries that helped the Delhi Capitals seal a victory and salvage their season towards the end because at one point Delhi were really threatening to make it to the top four, even top two at one point, but then they faltered. So they at least salvaged some pride. Now, at this point, we felt that maybe Punjab won't make it to the top two because our initial prediction was that Punjab was going to beat Delhi and then maybe Mumbai is going to beat Punjab. But yeah, we saw so many twists and turns in this road to the top two, and we'll go to the next game now. The next game was between the Chennai Super Kings and the Gujarat Titans because CSK was already done and dusted at this point. But they batted first. They got to 230. Dewald Brevis was the star of the show here, and Conway got some 50 odd runs. Urvil Patel got some runs. Everybody basically contributed in this innings to push the total to 230 for five. And GT, we expected them to do a lot better. Obviously, after 230, we didn't think they would win, and that's exactly what happened. They got bundled out for 147, and due to this game, they lost their top two spot, which they easily could have because CSK, let's be honest, was down and out at this point because they were number 10 in the points table, and it should have been an easy win for GT, but unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. After that, we had the SRH versus KKR game where SRH batted first, got 278 runs. Klassen got that incredible 100. And in this game, I mean, they should have gotten that 300 mark, to be very honest. Uh, Towards the end, they just faltered and they could manage only 278. I'm saying this because they were right on course for 300 at one point. And yeah, in the chase, expected better from KKR, but again, this has been the story of the season. One match good, the other match not good, and this match was completely horrible. I mean, it was a sad end to the tournament. Probably one of the worst title defenses we've seen in a long time. Maybe you can say CSK 2022 takes the cake with this one. After winning the IPL 2021, they finished, I think, ninth on the points table in 2022. So probably that would be the worst. But this also is very close. After that, we had a virtual qualifier kind of between the Mumbai Indians and the Punjab Kings. Here, the interesting thing was Mumbai batted first. They got 184, and Punjab, I mean, they gave a few opportunities towards the start, but overall, they were quite flawless, you can say, with this run chase. They played out Bumrah quite magnificently. They they never let him pick too many wickets, and I think that's what kind of pushed them to this comfortable victory. And Josh Inglis was the star of the show here. He got 73 of 42, and courtesy of this win, Punjab made it to the top two. And this was very crucial for them because of what happened in the qualifier one. Uh, in a couple of minutes, we'll get Pratik's thoughts about it. But before that, the final group stage game, it was between the Lucknow Super Giants and the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And this was perhaps a crazy ending to the league stage that you could think of. I mean, Lucknow batted first. They got 227 or something like that. And then RCB chased it down. I mean, you can say sort of without breaking a sweat, but this was all made possible with the extremely poor bowling from the Lucknow Super Giants. The field was packed on leg side on one part, they bowled offside, and on and on other occasions the field was packed on offside, they bowled leg side, and a couple of catch drops, I guess, and misfielding, a lot of misfields, which cost them the game. And yeah, it was a extremely good chase by RCB. Kohli got runs, then Mayank Agarwal got runs, and towards the end it was Jitesh Sharma who played a magnificent knock to take RCB home. There was also a bit of controversy with the run out at bowlers and appeal withdrawn and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and as you would expect, a RCB versus LSG match to have these kind of controversies. It was all capped off with a helmet throw kind of a celebration with Jitesh Sharma. It was a circling back moment to Avesh Khan's celebration all those days ago. But the best part was Jitesh Sharma didn't throw his helmet. So so yeah, that's that. Now moving on to the main games, the playoffs. The first game, qualifier one between the Punjab Kings and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Pratik, take it on.
So, on a spicy wicket at Mullanpur with such a lot of grass on it, RCB wins the toss and chooses to bowl first, which was a pretty good decision, keeping the conditions in mind. But Mullanpur traditionally has been a bad first wicket, but still RCB chose to field first given the pitch and its conditions. So at start it looked like Punjab will play cautiously. Reason being there is a Bhuvi and a Hazelwood on the in the opposition who will get a lot of help from the conditions. But seems Punjab batters had a different mindset from the third over. I think Priyansh Arya fell in the second over itself, and after that they felt like it was a train wreck, absolute train wreck. Every over they had a wicket falling. And once Josh Hazelwood came in, the match was perfectly set up for him at 29 for 2 or 31 for 2. And in the first over itself, he got rid of Shreyas Iyer. The next over, he got rid of Josh Inglis. And Punjab were reduced to 48 for 4 in the power play. After that, you will say that, okay, we might see some resurrection job from the other batters. But it seemed no. Punjab will play the same, my way or the highway approach. They still came out attacking. Nehal Vadera got a very good ball. You can say the ball stuck off the pitch and just angled back slightly so to take the inside edge and rattled into the stumps. But after that, Stoinis went hoiking against across the line. Shashank Singh, for the first time in the tournament, I saw him not playing the situation. He also went for a wild hog over mid wicket and got bowled. Then Stoinis also same. Mushir Khan got LBW. I don't know why he was brought in first place only. Then I think they were bundled out for 101. They were lucky that they were able to cross the 100 mark. And after that, RCB chased it down quite comfortably. The ball was swinging for the first few overs till Jamieson and Arshdeep were in play. But I think after the second wicket fell at some 40 some runs. After that, it was very RCB chased it down quite without breaking a sweat. Phil Salt took the matter in his own hands and completed the game in 10 overs itself. Scored a 50 as well that game. So, all in all, a very complete performance for RCB, you can say.
Yeah, I mean, it was as dominating as it could get for RCB, and I think this is a very ominous signs for the opposition who is going to face RCB in the finals. And I mean, not for the first time, even in 2016, they were sorted and they looked so dominant going into the final. But I think this time the things are different because they have what nine different man of the match performers in the tournament, and that's how you actually win the tournament. And this time they actually have a very good chance of finally ending the trophy drought and lifting the trophy for the first time in 18 years. And talking about the bowling performance, I mean, it was amazing, and you could instantly see the you could say the Josh uh, and the energy and everything was very on point for RCB as soon as Josh Hazelwood came in. And that actually helped their spinners as well because see the game flow is as such that if you get early wickets in the power play, then your spinners can get that bit of an advantage. And if your spinner bowl well in the middle overs, then your death bowling becomes easy, and all of it kind of falls into place. More often than not, yes, there are exceptions, but more often than not, it falls into place. And here, the best part was yes, Dayal got a wicket, Bhuvi got a wicket early, so two down, as you mentioned, and then Josh Hazelwood got rid of two extremely good batters, and yeah, that was kind of the game. Then and there, 38 for four, you ain't winning from that position, but still, we expected that they could do well with guys like Neil Vadera, Stoinis, and Srihang Singh, but it wasn't meant to be. From 60 for 7, thanks to a bit of strokes from Stoinis, they got to 100, as you mentioned. And Chase, though, of course, Phil Salt just ended it quite comfortably.
I mean,
What stood out to me? Huh? Go
yeah,
ahead.
I mean, the problem with Punjab Kings over the years has been they are not able to know how to play in their home conditions only. That is
Yeah,
a major drawback for them. And I don't know, means if they don't want, they can move to Dharamshala. If Dharamshala is suiting more to them, they can move to Dharamshala for that matter. And I think Mullanpur, they have got the worst record. This year also, this year I think they won two games against Chennai one and one against KKR. And in both those games, they didn't look much convincing. I think again in the Chennai game, Chennai was in the driving seat for most part of the game. They dropped some five or six catches during the bowling, and
exactly.
which the score could have been curtailed under 180 and it propelled up to 220 because of some bad decision making from Chennai in the field. Then during batting also they were in the game. I think 7 overs 81 is quite chaseable these days. But still Chennai faltered. Then KKR game 6 over 60 and you are not able to chase down 113 means 50 so 53 in last some 13 or 14 overs. I mean it's mindless if you see from KKR.
Yeah,
Otherwise other games they lost only in Mullanpur this year as well. The other two games. One against RCB and one more against Rajasthan. Both of them quite one-sided losses. So I don't think this. I mean, they are well acquainted to Mullanpur till now. And last year also, I think they lost 4 out of 5 games or 5 out of 7 games, so 6 out of 7 games, something like that, in Mullanpur. Sorry, 4 out of 5 games they lost in Mullanpur. So it's pretty strange for Punjab, to be honest. Means they're not. I mean, they don't seem to understand how to play in their home venue only.
yeah, and talking about not being able to understand how to play in the home venue, I mean, their opponents, RCB, they have been guilty of the same, and even in this season, they lost more games at home. And
I think
what I was trying to say
RCB,
earlier is what stood apart for RCB this season was they have won each and every away game, 7 out of 7.
exactly.
That record is exactly why they are in the position they are currently. They have played extremely well in each and every away condition. I mean, it's mind blowing to say the very least. I mean, yeah, they do deserve to win the trophy this time. I mean, it's not easy to beat each and every team in their home conditions.
Yeah, that's true. And for Punjab, I mean, in both these games, if you see, they were five down under 100 in both the games against the games that they lost, or even the games that they won in Mullanpur. Against against KKR, they were like 80 for 7. Against Chennai Super Kings, they were 82 for 5. Right? And again, this game, same conditions, batting first. Even against Rajasthan Royals, they were half the side down within 100. Maxwell and Neil Vadera were batting that day, I remember. And against RCB, I don't think they lost a lot of wickets, but they could not score runs. So in means 3 out of those 4 matches, and you count this 4 out of those 5 matches, they just can't assess the conditions. And it's very, very brave of the captain to come out and say that we are going to play this way. It's fine, you are going to play this way, but it seems it's not working for you.
I think the problem with them mostly is with the batting burst. I think with the chase, they are relatively okay because they know what target to chase and they have a power pack batting lineup. There's no question about that. I mean, they bat very deep. I think 8, 9, 10 also can wield the willow. So the point being, first batting is definitely a concern for them. They haven't been able to assess those conditions, and I don't know why this is very strange because Shreyas Iyer is an extremely good player of spin, and you would expect him to come good at Mullanpur. But what has happened is Shreyas Iyer has been extremely good in away conditions and has been extremely poor in Mullanpur for whatever
Yeah,
reason. I think he has
no,
500 plus runs this season, but he has struggled in each and every game in Mullanpur.
I don't think apart from the RCB game in Mullanpur, the first one, the league game, I don't think he got the double digit mark in any of those.
Hmm.
I don't think
Yeah,
because Jofra
yeah,
got him out at 8 or 9. Then CSK also got him out first or second ball. Then last game he got two. One more game, once against KKR. Mostly he would not have scored much because the score was
for
only
sure,
so
because the
less.
run, yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I think there was some weird kind of stat that he averaged only 8 or 9 in Mullanpur this year.
Yeah.
So before going into this game, so that would have come down like, even after this game.
Yeah, and
So
that is actually the primary reason why they have failed to do well in Mullanpur. See, the batting lineup that they have, of course, they have got a power pack lineup, they have explosive hitters, but it does, in one way or another, revolve around Shreyas Iyer. And because he's not doing well, and that's the reason why all over the batting hasn't been doing well in Mullanpur. And hence the losses, of course.
yeah,
I
so they
mean,
have to
RCB
assess their
bowling.
conditions. They
Hmm.
have to assess their conditions really well because they are lucky that they finished in top two, but you won't be lucky every time.
Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely. And Suyash Sharma was actually very good in this game. I mean, he bowled those googlies and kept the batsman at bay. Phenomenal spell that he had. So three for 17, I guess it was in 3 overs. So
I think
so all in all,
I
they look very strong at this point. RCB.
I think batters usually complain that the ball is turning too much. Here, the batsman will complain that the ball didn't turn at all. It just gripped a bit more. That was
Yeah,
the case in all the three dismissals. If you see, none of the balls
yeah,
turned actually. Right?
yeah.
Not even half a degree turn, less than half a degree turn. But it gripped because of the grass cover and the amount of moisture. Because it's like they also have kind of late night rain in Chandigarh. So that was the case. So there was a lot of moisture, and I don't understand. Means, does the home team have a say in preparing the pitches for the qualifiers, or how is that? How does that work?
Probably not. See, the thing is, officially, you could say that they don't have any say. But of course, because they are the home conditions and you have that agreement with the
State Cricket
what do you call
Association.
it? The state cricket associations. So yeah, you get sort of favorable wickets. I don't know why they haven't gotten it yet. And earlier, the point that you were mentioning, I think, with respect to moving to Dharamshala, that is something they could do, but again, they have this kind of contract because see, Chandigarh is the shared capital, right? Similarly, they have this. Sorry, that's with Haryana. Wrong context. So the thing is, they have this agreement with Himachal that some games will be played in the on their turf, and like some of the games would be played in Punjab. Of course, PCA. You have to play those games in Punjab, right? So that is why they are not able to fully shift to Himachal because at the end of the day, it is the Punjab team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think they have
I
to
think
be smart about it. The way they have, and I don't think they don't have players for this condition. It's not true at all. You have Harpreet Brar, you have UC Chahal. two quality spinners, and of course, Chahal not being a part of the 11 is hurting them. He
No,
still has injury
I
concerns, right?
mean, yeah, he has some wrist injury as per Ricky, but you don't know if
Mm,
even if we see him in Sunday's game as well or not. That is also
mm.
uncertain about him. My problem is not with the bowling. In each of the games that they lost, or even the games that they won here in Mullanpur, it was because of their bowling only. They lost because
Yeah,
of their bad batting.
yeah,
Like I want to point this at Shreyas Iyer himself, because in these two games against Rajasthan Royals, he got a boundary of Jofra, and Jofra was bowling steam that night. I mean, they had a good grass cover, very similar wicket to like what we had against RCB in the qualifier one. Jofra was bowling absolute steam, 145, 152, that kind of speeds. And on that kind of wicket, why will you expose your stumps to someone like a Jofra Archer? And he got absolutely castled.
yeah,
That day also, I think they were chasing like 200 something and they lost comfortably by 50 runs or something. Again, Shreyas, again, CSK also, he got bowled cheaply. He gets a boundary and then he again tries to hike one over the long on and then gets bowled. Then again today, I mean, you know that your team is in a point of bother. Prabh Simran is out. The other guy, Priyansh Arya, is also out. Two of your best batters, probably, if we count the number of runs they scored. And then you know Hazelwood has got a very good matchup against you. If you remember that 2020 ODI series, means after the IPL when we went to Australia, and Shreyas Iyer means he started to cement his position as the number four for India in that ODI series. If you remember, each of the three dismissals were against Josh Hazelwood.
yeah.
Each of the three
He had
dismissals.
his. Yeah,
He had his number. Every time he comes in, bowls in that good length shot of good length ball, and Shreyas Iyer edges it or just plays a cheap shot down to throat of catching mid wicket inside the circle. So Josh Hazelwood is someone who we always say that if Glenn McGrath came back from retirement, or if we go roll back the years and watch Glenn McGrath bowl, he will be very similar to what Josh Hazelwood does each and day in and
yeah,
day out. So
yeah,
he knows what he means, how to bowl to a batsman or how to set up a batsman. He can bowl in the same area on the wicket every ball, over after over. So you have to be a bit smart, I think. And it was a nothing kind of a shot. Same thing Sunil Gavaskar also said on air. And I think Shreyas also Ponting would have said in the same. You have to take your matchups a bit seriously, I believe.
yeah. And I think there is one other core problem with the Punjab Kings. The thing is, see, and they may not be too wrong in thinking this way. What they are thinking is, if we bat first and if we get a below par total, we are losing anyway. So we are going to go aggressive, and we'll see what we can do. If we either we win or we don't, which is okay. I mean, understandable the way you are thinking. But there has to be some batter, at least one batter in your lineup who would be sensible enough to take you to at least a fightable total.
Yeah,
See, in league games, it is different, right? In league games, you can, even if you lose one or two games, it doesn't matter. But in the playoffs, where every game pushes you to elimination, of course, they finished top two. Qualifier one was not a eliminating kind of a game, but you at least have to try and get to a total, right? A defendable total. I mean, yeah, I mean, start off aggressively, and that is what we want also. But when you're two down inside 2, 3 overs, then maybe just rain down a bit, maybe a couple of overs, get settled, get the flow of the bat right. Because on these kind of wickets, it's very difficult to score quickly unless you settle. Yeah, Phil Salt played a blazing innings. That was an exception, but more often than
but
not, also
for
certain
Phil
innings,
Salt, for Phil Salt, he knows
also
that
certain
even
innings.
if he gets out, they only have to get 100 runs, and they have the
Yeah,
batting to score those 100 runs.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it won't
So
matter that much for him.
exactly, and that's the thing, right? You have to be a bit sensible also. I mean, when you're 2, 3 down so early, take a bit of time, maybe not too much time, but just a bit of time is affordable. 20 overs is a long period, and it was visible, right? They batted for 14 overs only. They couldn't even finish the quota of 20 overs. So that was the point. RCB, I mean, was amazing with the finish. 10 overs, within 10 overs itself, they wrapped up the target. It was fantastic to watch, to be very honest. If I was an RCB fan, I'd be extremely elated with the way the team has played. Yeah, winning is one thing, and winning with a stamp of authority like this is a whole separate story. Had they won it in 15 overs, chasing those 100 runs, maybe they wouldn't have been as confident as they are right now going into the final.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yes. Anything else you want to discuss about
Also,
this game?
no, I think we can move ahead to the eliminator.
You were mentioning one point. You can close it off.
We will do it when we preview the qualifier too.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's move on to the eliminator and this game between MI and GT. Oh my God, this was phenomenal. It was quite contrast to what we saw in the Mullanpur game, the qualifier one. It was a lack of runs there, and here there were plenty of runs. So it was MI that won the toss, and to everybody's surprise, they decided to bat first. They put on 228. So firstly, I wanted to discuss about this toss part. So why did they bat first? I was also surprised initially with the decision because see, MI bowling is good, but they haven't been good this season, and their batting is definitely the stronger suit. And even they haven't been able to put runs when they're batted first, more often than not. Uh, so chasing a target is something which was more of the wheelhouse for MI, which would have benefited them. Keeping that aside, why this decision was made? Because early in the morning yesterday, it rained a lot, and it was expected that the clouds would persist and there would be no dew in the night. That was the expectation. But nature obviously is very, you can say, is very volatile and it can change anytime. You would never know. So what happened was there were dew came in, and that actually led to a lot of struggle for the Mumbai Indians. Let's go
And
through
Dew
their
came in
batting
pretty
first.
early. Dew came in
Pretty
pretty
early, yeah.
early. I think around the fourth over mark when MI were bowling, Dew was there. There was quite a nice bit of Dew.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get through MI's batting. So Rohit Sharma and Johnny Bairstow. Bairstow started off actually really well. Rohit Sharma was, as always, he was playing his attacking brand of cricket. He was very lucky to be dropped. I think thrice he was dropped.
Two times.
Um, two times.
Two times. Yeah. One by Kodzi, one by the
Okay.
keeper.
Yeah, two times. I remember three, but anyhow. So he rode his luck a bit initially, but after that, he showed why he's rated so highly. Got 81 runs. The shots, some of the shots that he played were so amazing. And initially, the pitch wasn't looking as easy as it looked towards the end. It was gripping just slightly, not too much, but yeah, it wasn't easy to play those kind of strokes that he played. So the opening partnership finally delivered big time for the Mumbai Indians. They had their best power play as well. They got 80 odd runs in the first 6 overs. So that actually propelled them to a strong position. So from there on, they kept on building and building and building. Meanwhile, there was one phase between the 15th to 17th or 18th over where there were not too many runs scored for Mumbai Indians, especially comparing it with the run rate that was on at that point. And then it was a good finish from Hardik Pandya. That last over actually kind of saved the game, I believe, for Mumbai.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The way we started, like 6 over 79, Bears to taking down Prasidh Krishna in that fourth over for 26. I think that pretty much set up the game. Then after that, I think in between 15 overs number 14 and 15, there were only 15 runs. That was something like that because we were 13 overs 143 or 144. 15 overs it was 160. 2 overs it became bit slightly tight when Surya got out. Then this
Yeah.
time actually, the main problem again for Mumbai against GT every time was we were not able to nullify the away turning balls like Sai Kishore and Rashid Khan. Somehow these people managed to bowl very well against Mumbai Indians, and this was majorly because of the top three not contributing heavily. May it be a Ryan Rickelton or Rohit Sharma or Will Jacks, whoever, they were playing those 20-30 kind of knocks, but not those long innings, settling into the innings and bashing these spinners. Yesterday, what Rohit Sharma did the best was he took his time. Of course, he got the good part of his luck with him yesterday. But the best part was he played the spinner so well. He scored 14 of the first over against Sai Kishore, completely nullified him in the first over. Then after that, he played Rashid Khan brilliantly. I mean, Rashid Khan was looking threatening in the first 2 overs. I think only went for 12 runs or something. First over was only 2 or 3 runs he went for. Then second over, Rohit hit him for a six on the last ball. So that actually changed the game numbers for Rashid Khan. Otherwise, Rashid Khan was bowling brilliantly yesterday. Then third over
Yeah,
also, I think he bowled brilliantly, 3-4 runs only. Then last over, Rohit hit him for 10, means four singles, and the last ball went for a six. So I think that was the best part. And Tilak Verma, I think this is the best time for him to come back into form, I believe.
yeah,
Yesterday, he looked so positive. I mean, from the ball one, he was looking not to, at least he was not looking to dab the ball. Means he was looking to play his shots. At least, although for singles or doubles, not looking for boundaries, but he was looking to rotate strike, which was not a feature in the previous games. If you see, he was not means he didn't look that proactive before. But yesterday, from the very first ball, he looked very proactive. He was trying his shots, and once he was into his groove, I think Tilak smacked 24 of 11 or something, and that actually gave Mumbai a lot of momentum during those last overs when we lost Surya and Rohit in quick succession. So I
yeah,
think Surya and Tilak and Rohit coming into the party was at the right time actually helped Mumbai a lot. And Hardik Pandya, brilliant. I mean, he took up his matchup so well. I think Prasidh Krishna bowled a very good 19th over. They gave us only 7-8 runs, I believe, and also got the wicket of Tilak, I believe. Back to back, there were two good overs. One from Siraj, only 10 runs were scored in the 18th over, and Prasidh Krishna also 7-8 runs only scored. These two
yeah,
overs, after that, it was the onus was on Hardik Pandya how he finishes because that will decide the fate of the game. Because my calculation was 210 is par on Mullanpur, given there is no dew, which was the case in the game, the Chennai game, as well as that KKR game, which both the games these people won. Or in any of
yeah.
the games, there was no dew actually. So chase was not the chase was completely out of equation in the night games. So that was the thing. But what happens is, Hardik Pandya took his matchup so well, hit three sixes of Gerard Coetzee, and that over went for 22 or something. And that actually pushed the score by 10, 12 runs more, which could have been a 215, 218 with the way they bowled in this 18th and 19th over. It propelled the score at least more by 10 runs more. So that actually helped the game a lot in favor of Mumbai.
Yeah, I mean, Kudzia had a horrible outing actually yesterday. He was taken for, I think, 51 runs off his 3 overs. And that actually, uh, I mean, look, Kudzia started off very well, okay? He almost got Rohit out, edging one to the keeper. Keeper
Surya,
unfortunately
Surya.
dropped the
It
catch.
was Surya.
Sorry,
It was
Surya.
Surya.
Sorry, Surya. Yeah, yeah, he got rid of Surya. Uh, and yeah, sorry, I confused this a bit.
He could have
So,
got rid
and
of
that's
Surya.
how, yeah, and that's how we've seen Surya get out in so many of the games in different T20 World Cups.
You can say against Pakistan. Against Pakistan,
Yeah,
each of the dismissals, if you look, 21 World Cup, he edged one of Haris Rauf to the slips. 22 World Cup in Australia, he did the same. This year also, he tried to hoik one of Haris Rauf in New York. The ball goes up straight into mid-off stands. So against Pakistan, actually gets out in the same manner if you see, not against big teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar pattern. That was the point that he has got. He gets out, and that was exploited very well by Kodzia. But yeah, the keeper dropped the catch, so it turned out to be a horrible outing for him overall. 3 overs, 51, and again, Prasid, that one over that completely changed his figures, and he was also taken for 53 of his 4 overs. Although picked up 2 wickets, so this combined, it total of 7 overs, 104 runs was actually the kind of the game for GT. But more than these things, I think what they need to understand is the catch drops, and that is the reason why they have been knocked out of this tournament. If out of 3, 4 catches that they dropped, had they held on to at least two of them, the game would have been completely different. You could have had Tilak and Surya very early into the crease, and maybe you could have put pressure on them. You never know, right?
Yeah,
Maybe MI
that,
would
that
have
is
made a
for sure.
comeback even then, but
That is for
yeah,
sure.
that was the game for me.
And yesterday they were showing a stat that GT has the worst catching efficiency this season, 66%. That means they only get hold of 6 out of 10 catches they get, which is a very bad number to be honest.
I'm surprised
Yesterday
that GT are the
also,
worst. I thought CSK would be there because they
no,
drop
CSK is
plenty.
7 out of 10 CSK. They are GT are 6 out of 10. So the point being, yesterday that catch, I mean, bears to dismissal. If you see, that was extremely lucky to be honest. Sai Sudarshan kind of made a goalkeeper-like save, and the ball just gobbles up in the air, and Kudzi was lucky enough to be at the exact same spot where the ball was landing. So he got the
Yeah,
catch. Otherwise, that could have been also a catch drop only. That would have counted as a catch drop. So GT, I think the game against Mumbai at Wankhede, that rain stop start game, that game also they dropped some 5 6 catches against Mumbai.
mm,
So
yeah,
GT have been extremely poor with in the field. That is a given thing. Means this season at least, and this is
yeah, and
something that
that
they
is
have to make
why.
notes of. This is something they have to make notes of. And with the ball, I believe Prasidh Krishna that one over, if you take out of 26 runs, he got 2 for 27 in 3 overs in a game where 228 is scored. I don't think it's a
Yeah,
bad
no,
figure
not
by
at,
any means. He
not at
really
all.
bowled.
That's what I said.
Also,
That's
I
what I
think
said. So 1 over.
and he was the one who could have got rid of Rohit in the first over itself when Kodsia dropped that catch. So he hurried Rohit on the short ball. That is a very big positive as a bowler. I mean, to get Rohit hurried on a pull shot, it's a big thing, I would say. And
Yeah,
all in all, good signs for him going into the England Test series. Prasid Krishna, also I
that's
think
actually a very good segue for us because we can jump into the GT batting. Sai Sudarshan, what a positive for India. Named in the test squad, got those runs. Of course, there are two other positives for India, with Karun Nair getting 186 not out stumps on day one. It was India A versus England A. The game is still ongoing. We'll see how far he can get. So one guy, Karun Nair, impressed us a lot with his runs. That was a positive. And here, Sai Sudarshan. What a brilliant innings yesterday. He was so smooth in that innings, I would say. Smooth operator, as they call it.
yeah,
His
yeah.
shots were top notch. His positions that he gets when he bats against the ball, that was phenomenal. And yeah, overall, very good signs for India. I cannot just wait for him to play all three
The
formats.
best
Maybe,
part, the best part about Sai Sudarshan's batting this year has been the amount of time he takes to play every shot. I mean, he plays it so late, just beneath his eyes, the contact points. Yesterday also, and that is the best part if you are going to play in England. Because in England, you need to play the ball late. If you play it early, you are going to edge it to the slips. And that's why I'm much more excited for him making his debut in the Whites. Sai Sudarshan.
yeah, and a very stable base is important for that, and that's exactly what he has. So really very excited to see what he does in the England series. Talking about this game, he got in response to Rohit's 81, he got 80 runs. Shubman Gill again disappointed that he was dismissed quite early. LBW by Trent Bolt. Shubman Gill is following the legacy of the top three Indian batters getting dismissed by Trent Bolt. That's all I would say to that.
I think, yeah, the ball swung in the mind. You can say that. And it made,
Yeah,
means, it was
he's just
phenomenal. I
doing
mean, it
he's
gave
just
me
doing Indian
flashbacks
top
of
three
that
things.
transition.
That's all.
Yeah, yeah, that dismissal gave me a flashback of 2019. The way
Virat
Virat was
Kohli.
dismissed against exactly the same way. The ball pitches and just straightens up.
Yeah,
So this is something that he has to work on because going into England as well, you have to be very, very sure about those dabs. Otherwise, there will be a lot more swing there compared to a Mullanpur or anywhere in India.
yeah, yeah. After that, Kushal Mendis got a quick 20 of 10, but then he unfortunately got out hit wicket. Uh, I mean, what a horrible game he's had yesterday. I feel bad for him. With the keeping, he dropped a couple of catches, then the hit wicket. Both the changes actually that GT had to make, forced changes, that kind of derailed their you can say their momentum. Although they were coming off two losses, and those two very heavy losses, they conceded 230 odd in the first innings. So their bowling was already low on confidence. This is the third straight game where they conceded more than 225 runs. Of course, it was a lot of heavy lifting that was forced onto the batters to do the chase. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Washington Sundar actually played a brilliant knock, got 48 of 24, but uh, I don't want to be too nosy about this, and this is not a criticism or anything, but I saw that there were a lot of poor balls that were bowled to him. He played amazing shots, no doubt, but the bowling that was done to him wasn't of good standard. After
I
that,
mean,
Shafin
two sixes he hit off Trent Bolt in that over. I think that was the 13th or the 12th over, whichever it was. I think that was bad bowling at its peak. I mean, you know that the ball is means why the ball is
as soon as it
not
left out
sticking
of
to
his
the
hand, you
wicket.
knew it was a six.
Yeah, I mean, you know that the wicket is not helping that much. Why are you bowling into a wicket to a guy who is like 6 feet 2, 6 feet 3, and he is waiting for that slow short ball, and then the other one you bowl right into his pads on the slot. Those two balls that were like horribly wrong for Trent Bolt. I mean, that was his night. Apart from that first over against Gill and the last over few Yorkers he got, and even on the last over he got, I think these people hit eight sixes. Six of them came against Trent Bolt. Can you imagine? Six of those eight sixes that GT hit in the entire innings came against Trent Bolt. Two against Mendes, one of Sai Sudarshan, two from Sundar, one from Shah Rukh Khan. He
Yeah.
has to. I mean, sometimes you have to come means you don't have to use those slower balls a lot. You have to refrain yourself from using the slower balls. And that's
Yeah,
what
and
happened. He
Washington
bowled a
Sundar.
slower ball to Mendes. Mendes hopped him for like 100 meters or something. Then against Washington Sundar, the same thing. Why, man? Why do you need to bowl the slower ball? When you know the pitch is not helping, there is complete covering of dew. The ball is going to skid on. It will not stick to the wicket. So
Yeah, and Washington Sundar smashed the great Australian bowling lineup in Gabba against short balls. So we know that he isn't too much of a struggler against short balls. So that was
yeah,
good. But this phenomenal partnership of 84 runs had put GT in the driver's seat at one point, and if not for our legendary bowler Jasprit Bumrah coming into the picture and getting rid of Washington Sundar with an absolute peach of a delivery, the game could have ended quite well in the opposite direction. We never know.
yeah,
And
definitely. I mean, that over from Bumrah actually turned the game on its head. Four
as
runs, a
in
wicket.
every game, as it
Yeah,
happens in every game.
I mean that Yorker was, you can see, searing Yorker. Even if it missed and it had the leg of the batsman, then it also could have been a LBW because that would have hit him on the full. So. LBW
Yeah.
was in picture. So how much that ball swung in has to be studied.
The brilliance of Bumrah, I mean, every day he just, it's not a surprise anymore, but still, why it feels so special, I'll tell you why. Because yesterday I was watching the game. It was looking a flawless run chase between Sai Sudarshan and Washington Sundar. Yeah, poor bowling and all, but they were batting very well. And at that point, everybody knew that all they had to do was play out Bumrah, get six of the over, doesn't matter. You can smash the others because there was a lot of dew yesterday, right? So even after all this, and it wasn't like they were going against the usual ideology. They were trying to play out Bumrah. Still, Bumrah managed to break through his defense. That is actually the greatness of the man. So, I mean, brilliant bowling from Jasprit Bumrah. Sometimes the
Yeah, no
stats
matter.
just doesn't justify the gameplay that actually happens on the field. And no matter how much you hype it, no matter how much people write about it or talk about it, it's still not enough. These moments that happen in the game are only something that you can experience when you watch the game. So at a very crucial juncture, Bumrah delivered yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that people might say that I mean, when you compare Bumrah with any other great bowler of the previous eras, like you can compare in white ball, you can compare him to a Wakar Yunis or a Malinga. That okay, Bumrah is great, but Bumrah doesn't pick so many wickets. But the thing is, they don't attack Bumrah. They just every batsman in the last 4 or 5 years, if you see, after the 2020 season, nobody wants to attack Bumrah. I think when did you
Yeah,
last see Bumrah getting hammered? I think that was 2020, that New Zealand series. When we traveled to New Zealand and we lost 3-0 that ODI
Guptill
series.
and Williamson lined him up,
Yeah.
and he was coming off of a
After,
back injury. So
yeah. So after that, I believe none of the series or none of the IPLs, Bumrah got hammered. One game you can say when Abbati Raidu took him down in 2021 IPL in Delhi, which Pollard scored 83 of 30, 31 or
but that
87
was
of
Delhi.
31. 87 of
But that was
33.
Delhi
Pollard
wicket.
game. Delhi
Yeah, that
wicket
was
plus
Delhi
there
wicket.
was a Delhi wicket plus a due in the first innings itself. That was the case. So
And it was also Bumrah's mistake. He was trying to bowl those slower ones. I don't get why he does that. Uh,
exactly.
because I've
Maybe
seen whenever he bowls those slower ones, he gets taken down.
yeah. And that's the point. I mean, if you take those things out of the equation, means those 1-2 games out of the equation, I think Bumrah has been flawless, especially in white ball cricket. They don't take on him only. So it
Yeah,
becomes very difficult. One good thing now is he is getting those wickets now. Means in the last 1.5 years, he's getting those wickets on demand, you can say, in white ball as well. Like that Malinga kind of a thing. When
yeah.
you don't know what is happening and Malinga pulls out wickets like rabbits from a
From the
magician's
back of
eye.
his head. Yeah, yeah,
Something
yeah,
like that. Yesterday was the same thing. I mean, kind of the body language was dropping, shoulders were dropping for MI. I mean, 6 overs, sorry, 7 overs, 81. You know that the chasing team is in uh, a great position with the amount of dew and the amount of batting to come in. So I think Bumrah turned the game on its head. That over
yeah,
only went for 7 overs, 82 was required. So 4 runs, 6 overs, 78, and that crucial wicket of Washington Sundar. And the way he got him, my
yeah.
goodness.
Absolutely brilliant that was. After that, Richard Gleeson got rid of Sai Sudarshan, and that was the game. Sudarshan was going for that scoop kind of a thing, and he missed it. I mean, you were bound to miss one of the deliveries for sure. That's what happened. Gleason got rid of him, and then it was MI uh, just finishing things off well. Bold actually bowled a poor ball. It was into the slot. Sharfain Rutherford, he couldn't get hold of it for whatever reason, and he was caught at deep mid wicket. And from there on, it was Rahul Tewatia and Shah Rukh Khan towards the end. Maybe one or two hits here and there, but you knew the game was gone by that point. Ashwani Kumar, He has a lot of potential. He didn't bowl quite particularly well, I would say, in this game. He was okayish, but sometimes those low full tosses are hard to hit. And you can say that he escaped a lot of smashing as well. But yeah, there is
Yeah,
potential in this guy for sure.
yeah. I think he bowled pretty well
Finished it really well.
yesterday. He finished it really well. I mean,
Finished it
and
well, yeah.
for someone to come in at the 11th or 12th over mark and bowl those crucial overs, it's a big plus, I believe, because he's a newbie, right? It's his first season as a pro in IPL, and I think he did a very good job. Maybe I might not agree with some of the bowling that he did, the here and there, the line and
That,
lengths, but
yeah, that's what.
but from a but from a situation point of view, I think he did very well for a new bowler.
Yeah. Serious talent, I must say, because he needs to be groomed and he can become one of the fine bowlers. Plus, he's a lefty, so that's also an advantage. If he does play for India, which I think he will, in that case, then we'll be in a very good position.
Yeah.
So that's that. And yeah, that was the game. Even Ashwani bowled the closing three balls because Gleason had some hamstring injury. I don't think that's anything serious. Probably just cramps, not a hamstring injury.
Yeah, because if it would
So
have been hamstring, then he could not have bowled those three balls itself.
bowled
Because
three balls also.
after
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
in the first ball of that over only he pulled up the cramp.
Yeah,
So I
even
believe,
before starting actually.
yeah. I hope
So,
he should play. And the only point I could not understand was yesterday, why did they play Rajangad Bhawa? I mean, that guy was held to be the next Yuvraj Singh. If you remember that Priyam Garg batch of the when did they win? 2020 or which
no,
year did they win?
2022, 22.
2022, 22, right? 2022 when they came in, not the Priyam Garg batch then. Priyam Garg and Yashasvi Jaiswal were of the same batch, right? So
It was after
that
that
is
because Yashasvi Jaiswal was 2020. At that time, Bangladesh of all
ah
teams won the Under 19 World Cup. They defeated us in the final.
yeah. So that Rajangar Bava, we heard a lot of Rajangar Bava that he has the potential to be the next great all-rounder. Him and Rajvardhan Hangarkar, both of them, of the same 2022 batch. And then we see that he doesn't get a chance to bat. He doesn't get a chance to bowl. All he does is fielding. I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I think that slot should have gone to Karan Sharma because I felt slow wicket. You never know. I mean, of course, at that point we never knew that we'll have so much of
There will
dew.
be yeah. So we never expected that there will be that much of dew. So that was the assumption when Rashid and Sai Kishore were bowling that the ball is gripping a lot. But it
Yeah,
seemed that uh, they were prepared for this situation, that there will be a lot of dew and we have to get in an extra seamer. Also, some points that I'd like to make about Hardik. I mean, yesterday when there were two lefties, Namandeep bowled a pretty decent over. I think 8 runs or something he considered with one boundary. That means he bowled a very decent over to Washington and Sai Sudarshan. He could have been given 1-2 overs, at least one more over, because that's his home ground as well. He plays for Punjab. He knows the conditions well. Another thing is when they were bowling to Sharfan Rutherford, especially Trent Bolt. Uh, what happens? This sorry, Gleason was bowling. You you know the entire world knows from the first game of IPL that he struggles a bit against the wide Yorkers. But what you do is you place all the fielders of offside inside the ring and you start bowling him at the stumps and he takes you down. I think that was kind of bad planning and bad field setting from Hardik. Hardik and
absolutely.
whoever means the coaching staff or whoever is the one who gives inputs on these points. I believe these are the things that might cost you a lot. And against the Punjab Kings as well in that game which we lost the last league game. Priyancharya from the exact same spot hit 7 boundaries on the offside. Exact same spot. In the same there's a drew a box like on the seventh or eighth stump, uh, knee or slightly higher than the knee height. and exact from the same spot he hit 7 boundaries. So these are the things that the planning team has to assess. I mean, and the captain needs to be provided with these inputs
Yeah.
because these field settings can cost you a lot. Yesterday it didn't happen, luckily, but it can.
I agree with this. I mean, especially the Rutherford part. Even Trent Bolt also bowled poorly. Like I mentioned earlier, he was caught off uh, at the it was caught out at mid wicket on a very poor ball actually. That should have gone for a six. Again, that again didn't make much sense to me. Why are you bowling in that slot region, that too middle and leg, where you know he can take you down? You're
Because
much
these
better off
boundaries are
bowling
not
towards left
long.
side. Yeah.
The part is these boundaries are not very long. 62, 63 meters for someone like a Rutherford, it doesn't count. It doesn't make any sense. The way the
Yeah.
bad swing that Stefan Rutherford possesses, the length of the boundary, I don't think it matters a lot. Even if you're saying that the leg side boundary is 65 meters, right, offside boundary is 62 meters, I don't think 3 meters will make that much of a case.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. Let's move on for our preview of Qualifier 2. What do you think should the team winning the toss do? Bat first or bowl first?
So there are two cases here in Ahmedabad. In Ahmedabad, in each of the games this season, 7 games they had, each every time the team batting first has scored in excess of 190. And what I see from the stats is only 2 times I think it has been chased down. Just a second, I'll check the stats again.
I think almost every game the team batting first got above 200. I think there was only one game where I think it was Mumbai versus GT where GT got 196. And that too
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was on a black soil wicket.
Black soil wicket, complete black soil wicket. So yeah, only one game the chase was possible. That was against Delhi Capitals by Gujarat themselves when Butler scored that 97 or 96 not out that game. So I think bat first is the way to go, but we know that what due you saw today in Ahmedabad, it will triple down if there is due. That is the
Yeah,
case in Ahmedabad. So that is something that you have to keep in mind that if there is conditions, there are conditions that show that there can be a lot of dew, then you can go with a ball first approach as well.
I think I would prefer a bowl first approach straight away because, see, I know the numbers suggest that chase hasn't been easy in Ahmedabad, but that was purely because the first batting team scores so many runs. 230 if somebody scores, then it's very rare to chase that kind of a score because even if you have one or two quiet overs, the bowling team will be all over you because the required run rate will shoot up so quickly. You have to have every phase of the game in your favor to successfully complete a 230 chase, unless you have a Kyren Pollard. In that case, it's a different thing. And no team has Kyren Pollard at this point of time, right? And also, the other thing is both Mumbai Indians and Punjab Kings, I see them as more of a chasing sides because their batting is able to assess the conditions better when there is a target in front of them. Yes, there can be an argument that Mumbai has faltered so many times in chases this season, but the counter argument that I would provide to that is Mumbai is different. Mumbai in the first half, they were not ready. In the second half of the season, when they started winning, they got into that zone. And in that zone, they are still in that. And I don't think you can stop them uh, if they have to chase anything in a range of 210. Maybe 230 is a different task, but still, I think they would be better off chasing. And Punjab, though, we have seen how they falter when they bat first.
Yeah, that is, these are the numbers that they should keep in mind. For Punjab, I think the bigger problem is they don't have the 4 over bowlers. There is no Chahal as of now. We don't know whether he plays or not. Jansen is not there. Apart from Arshdeep And you can say Jamieson, I don't see the 4 over bowlers. Who is going to bowl those 4 overs? Okay, you can make a case for Harpreet Brar as well.
Abhibra has to bowl 4 overs for sure.
But that is the problem. I mean, how are they going to bowl those next 8 overs? Three bowlers you have, the other eight, again, you have to rely on those all rounders. May it be a Marcus Stoinis or Azmatullah Omar Zai, or who else is there? Shashank Singh might bowl a bit if required. So
Yeah.
this is something that they have to, and even the subs that they have, like a Vaishak or someone. I think Vaishak bowled well in the Mumbai game. Two games, the first game and the last game, both the games he bowled well. So Vaishak can come in for Punjab Kings, but again, it's going to be a uphill task for the bowling, I believe. They can be taken down pretty quickly. If and especially if there is due, if they bowl second, it's going to be very difficult.
I think they should have an extra bowler. But looking at the lineup, it's very difficult. Who do you drop? Maybe they can drop an Omar's Eye, but again, Omar's Eye will provide runs also, and he's a decent bowler also. Maybe a
But
Jamieson
Omar
you
Zai,
can.
but Jameson bowled well last game. I mean, the
Hmm.
RCB game. Although the results don't show that, but he was looking very threatening with the new ball.
Hmm. True. True.
So
Difficult.
that's one.
It's difficult to replace anybody in that lineup. It seems.
Yeah. So also, I think they Shreyas
Oh,
and Ponting
wait,
don't need
because
many
this
changes.
happened. This happened last game because they had Mushid Khan in the lineup, right? So just replace Mushid Khan with maybe Vijay Kumar Vaishak, and then you have Vaishak, Jamieson, Arshdeep, and Harpreet Kaur as your
Okay, then they are
four
good to go.
bowlers.
Then
Yeah,
they are good to go.
yeah. But if Yuzichan is fit, then would they go for two spinners, or do you think they would still prefer only one spinner and maybe just swap Harpreet Kaur and Yuzichan?
I don't think they will do that. I think against Vaishak, in place of Vaishak, this guy will come in, Yuzi Chan.
Okay. Yeah, I think that actually is a fair thing because then they have batting till 8, actually 9 because Harpreet also can bat well. Arshdeep also can do a bit of batting, but we'll not consider. Actually, all of them can bat. Even Jamieson, I am not sure if he has a 50 or
Jameson
something,
can
but
bat. Yeah, he has a 50 against us in that WTC final. He
yeah.
smoked us.
If he had a 50, I don't remember him scoring a 50. I remember
He
30,
sco-
but
even he even scored a 50 on his debut against us in the ODI debut before COVID.
come on, man, come on. This podcast is getting sadder. Come on. Uh, yeah, with Mumbai, what do you think? Any changes to the playing 11?
If we
Playing
bowl
12
first,
rather.
I'd like to see Karan Sharma, given the point fact that they have a lot of righties apart from Priyan Sharia and this guy
Nehal Badera.
Nehal Vadera. Nehal Vadera. I believe
Hmm.
they have to get in the leg spinner. And Karan
Hmm.
Sharma, mind you, has good numbers in the playoffs. He won us the game in 2017 qualifier 2 against KKR.
2025
Scored 4
qualified
for
too.
yeah, 4 for 17 against KKR in Bangalore that too, which
Hmm.
is not a very helpful wicket for the spinners if you say. So I think yeah, Karan Sharma might come in for Ashwini if we bowl first. If we bat first, then I believe Ashwini has to be the one who comes in because again Ahmedabad is going to have a lot of dew, so extra
But do
spinner
you
won't
think
help a lot.
you would have Rajangad Bawa in the 11 in that case?
He has to play because we don't have a Will Jacks now, so we don't have any extra batsman as well. So Rajangat Baba gives that cushioning kind of a thing.
Cushion. But I think you can still go with one less batter maybe. See, I think your bowling is something that requires a bit of help. That's what I feel. although it's very good, if you compare man to man with respect to Punjab, there is no comparison between the two bowling lineups. Okay, Mumbai is so far ahead. Only thing is they have Arshdeep, the Punjab Kings, and Harpreet Brar. I'm counting him as a very good bowler because I've seen him pick up a lot of crucial wickets. But otherwise, Mumbai's bowling is much better on paper.
See, for Mumbai to win against Punjab, the only way is to win the power play. That's the only way. And the worst part is they won the power play in the last game while bowling as well as batting. Still, they managed to lose it quite comfortably.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what happens. Uh, yeah, it's prediction time now. Mumbai or Punjab, who's winning?
I'd say Mumbai 60-40, given
Hmm.
we have the more experience in the big pressure games. So I believe Mumbai has the power to get through Punjab Kings. Also, Punjab would be down on confidence, and again, they may come reckless at you, but if you hold on to your chances, which they will give, for sure they will give, then you have your chance. I mean, you will have the game.
Hmm.
See, for Punjab, the best part is Punjab has been similar, like kind of that SRH opening batting last year. When the openers score heavily, they win the games. I think there was one stat that if one of the openers score 45 plus, they win all of their games. So that is an important cue to Mumbai Indians planning for their this match. They need to get rid of openers, and I think they will this time. Reason being, there will be no Deepak Chahar, and Bumrah will bowl 1 or 2 overs in the power play itself. Hardik has to be slightly smart with the field and the bowling rotations.
Got
Again, I'd
it.
say, okay, last
He
night
has to
there
be a
was a
bit proactive
limitation.
instead of like just going through the motions. I've seen
Yeah,
it a couple of times yesterday. He was just going through the motions, no really active changes. And yesterday he was looking a bit different as well. He wasn't. He was looking too serious for whatever reason.
also, one more thing is he has to be bit careful about using those overs from Bumrah. I think 2 or 3 games we bottled because of this. One game, if you remember, against GT, he finished off Bumrah very early. Although that got us into a winning position, but that pushed us to Deepak Chahar bowling that over against Tewatia and Kudzia, and they won the game. Otherwise, we could have been easily in the top two by uh, whatever would have happened. So this is something he has to be bit smart, and also when while these field placements, I think he has to take care of the data. He has to take the inputs from the data, like the Rutherford scenario, or even the Tewatia also, they were doing the same thing. They opened up the field on the leg side and bowling him into the body. We all know Tewatia can hit you 100-meter sixes if you bowl into that one ball into the body. If he connects it, it is going to go for six. Even he connected one from Bumrah
Yeah.
last night.
Oh, that was a phenomenal shot actually.
Exactly. Exactly. So that is something that I think Hardik has to take care of, bit proactive with the captaincy part. And bowling again, I mean, we have to come up with better plans against these batters. I mean, Prab Simran and Priyansharya, they are going to go hard on you. So let's see what happens. I think one thing that might help what I saw from the KKR game is that these both of them, this Priyansh and Prab Simran, they struggle when the ball they don't get room. They
Hmm.
tend to struggle a lot when they don't get the
Yeah,
room.
you have to cut off that batsman, yeah, if you get closer to
Yeah.
the body. But with Priyansh, the thing is he's good on the leg side as well. So if you get too close, then he can spank you over leg side also.
But you have to take your chances because
In
bowling
the
him
channel,
wide
basically
is
you have
just
to
like
bowl.
playing in.
Yeah, you have to bowl into the channel, the kind of test match length and line. And that'll definitely. And Bolt, I think, should be able to get rid of Priyansh. Yeah, that's what is the matchup that I'm looking forward to. And if he does that, then Punjab would straight away go to the back seat.
That is one thing. And Shreyas Iyer, I think, has to bat a bit more sensibly going forward
Oh,
because
this time you can. bet that he's going to bat sensibly. I mean,
Because
I think Shreyas Iyer is going to get a 60 or 70 in the qualifier too. That's what I'm predicting. And overall, I think the team that will chase will win the fixture and will move on to the final to face RCB. And if I have to take one side, then I'll of course pick Mumbai Indians because purely they are very experienced in playoffs, and in playoffs they are a different beast. So yeah, also maybe I've hedged a bit of money on them. I don't know, not saying anything, but
yeah,
yeah.
let's see.
So
So
that's
that is the
that. Overall, it's going to be an exciting game for us as we all are waiting for, and I think it's going to be high scoring unless they produce a completely different wicket than what we have seen throughout the season, which I don't think will
no
be the
that
case.
no, that won't be the case because neutral venue, I believe you will get a wicket which will produce scores in excess of 200. You have to bowl really well on those wickets.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. So another high scoring game on the cards. That's what we predict. And anything else you want to add, Pratik, or we are good to close.
I think we are good to close.
Cool. So with that, both of us are predicting MI, and I think we've been pretty spot on with our predictions all the way up until the top two. The top two we had predicted both GT and PBKs to go through, but RCB surprised everybody, and GT, of course, through their own doing, were unable to qualify. So apart from that, I think we are good with our predictions. We'll see what happens. MI is what we are backing. Maybe PBKs can win if they win the toss and decide to chase, but we'll get to that. Again, we'll see you guys in the next video, and that will be after the second qualifier is done. Then we'll talk about the qualifier two, and then we'll give a bit of preview for the grand IPL final. So that's all we have for today in this video. Hope you guys like this one. If you haven't checked out our other videos, please go out and check them out. Make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this video to your friends. Let us know if we can do anything better. And in the comment section, predict the winner of the qualifier two. Is it going to be Mumbai Indians who will march on to fight for the sixth title, or will it be Punjab to go on and win this game and move on to face RCB? Two new teams who have never won the titles in the final. That also could be a possibility. So let us know your thoughts. We'll see you in the next one. Up until then, ciao.